The selfish giant. There was once a giant who wasn't nice at all. He went away to visit a friend and didn't come back for 7 years. While he was away, children came to play in the giant's lovely gardens. They were happy and forgot all about him. Then the giant came back. "What are you doing?" he bellowed, and all the children ran away. So the giant built a tall wall and put up a notice, warning the children to keep out. At first the giant was pleased. Then he noticed that no birds came and sang in his gardens any more. And worse, it was always winter. The giant became sad. Then one morning the song of a bird woke the giant. He looked out and saw that the children had come back. They had crept through a hole in the wall, and now the gardens were full of flowers and birds. The giant tore down the wall and promised never to be selfish again. Rapunzel. Once upon a time, there was a man and his wife who had the bad luck to live next door to a witch. They longed to have a child, and at last their wish was granted. One day, the wife had a craving for some wild garlic, called Rapunzel, growing in the witch's garden. Her husband picked some for her, and she ate it. The next day, he went back for more. And on the third, the witch pounced on him. "Why are you stealing my wild garlic?" she asked. The man explained that his wife had a craving for the plant. "Well, I won't harm you, but you must give me the baby she is going to have," said the witch. The man, fearing for his life, agreed. When the time came, the wife gave birth to a lovely baby girl. But the witch came to take the baby away. She was called Rapunzel, just like the wild garlic plant. The witch brought up Rapunzel and, when she was 12, locked her in a high tower that had no door or stairway. Rapunzel had beautiful, long hair, and when the witch wanted to visit her, she stood at the foot of the tower and sang, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, that I may climb without a stair." And then she would climb up Rapunzel's hair. Years later, a prince was riding by the tower when he heard beautiful singing. He saw a lovely young woman at the window. Then he heard the witch's rusty voice calling, and watched her climb up the cascade of hair. The next day, the prince came back and called out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, that I may climb without a stair." Rapunzel lowered her hair as usual, but how surprised she was to see the prince. After that he came to see her every day, and soon they were in love. The prince promised to bring silk so that Rapunzel could weave a ladder and escape from the high tower. But one day, silly Rapunzel said to the witch, "I wonder why you are so much heavier than the prince. It never hurts my hair so much when he climbs up to visit me." Snip, snap! The witch put an end to Rapunzel's romance by cutting off her lovely long hair. How sorry Rapunzel was for her foolishness! The witch spirited Rapunzel away and left her in a desert where the poor girl wandered around, lost and alone. She had lots of time to feel sorry for letting the witch know she had a prince visiting her. Meanwhile, the wicked witch had tied Rapunzel's hair to the window frame. When she heard the prince call, she let down the golden tresses as usual. Now it was the prince's turn for a surprise, and a very nasty one. He tumbled down from the high tower, and the witch made him go blind. He crawled away, unable to see where he was going. For years, the prince wandered around the world, searching for his lost love, Rapunzel. After a long time, he found himself in a desert. He was hot, tired, and thirsty. And then he heard a lovely voice singing such a sad song that it made him weep. "Rapunzel!" he cried. "Rapunzel! Can it be you?" It was Rapunzel. She ran over to the prince and threw her arms around him. When she saw that her prince was now blind, she cried. Her tears fell into his eyes, and suddenly he could see again. Rapunzel and her prince were married, and they never saw the witch again. And Rapunzel's hair grew almost as long as before. If you want to hear more stories like this, then like, share, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Till then, see you with the next story.